Has figured out the infinite money glitch. Has figured out the infinite money glitch.
Many YouTube channels discuss Huston Kold's editing tricks, but surprisingly, not a single video showcases how it's done using CapCut. Well, guess what? Now it's time to show how you can edit that yourselves in CapCut. Ready? Before we jump into the tutorial, introduce the audio in timeline and adjust the screen ratio 9:16. For the opening, let's begin by dragging a text layer into the timeline. The content will be "has figured out the" with the default font family. Scroll a bit to add a glow effect, choosing a green color with an intensity of 44% and a range of 85. To animate the text, add the first keyframe at the very beginning of the layer for position, scale, and rotation. Scale it down to 70%, with both X and Y set to 0 and rotation to -1 degree. Then, place the second keyframe here with a scale of 51%, Y to -54 and rotation to 0. To add more motion, move to the Animation tab and select the Type 1 animation with a duration of 0.7 seconds. Now drag the background onto the timeline but wait! We forgot something. Before we introduce the background into the timeline, turn on the free layer under Modify setting. 0.15 seconds, crop it from the right side, then click on Confirm. Now, scale it to 109%. The stage is set, but we will animate it once all layers are in position. To create this text, switch to Canva. Create new file with ration 9:16, then change background color to black. After that, introduce text in Design Paste the content. Change text alignment to left. Now scale the text by 147, then just select this $signs and scale it to 200. Maintain the default font family, which is Canva Sans, and change color to green. After that, download it in image format. Once imported, drag it here above the text layer. Scale it to 114%, position it on X, 146, and on Y, -263. Change its blend property to screen. Now drag the Andrew Tate image into timeline. Scale it to 205%, position it by setting X to 511 and Y to -1305. And to match it with our scene, decrease opacity to 97%, then move to Adjustment tab change. Temp 2, -8, Hue 2, -50, Saturation 2, -12, Brightness 2, -50, Contrast 2, 5 Highlights 2, -31, Shadow 2, -16, Whites 2, 11, Blacks 2, -4, and Illumination 2, 8. The stage is set. Now it's time for animation. For that, hide this layer using V key on keyboard. Then select this text, and here place the first keyframe for rotation with -2 degrees and opacity with 0%. Move 6 frames forward, place the second keyframe for just opacity with 100%. After that move, 17 frames forward, and here place second keyframe for rotation with default value 0. Now move to Animation tab. Select Zoom, one animation with duration 0.9 seconds. Now activate the image layer using V key, and at very beginning of layer place the first keyframe for scale with 260%. Move 10 frames forward. Place second keyframe for scale with value 205%. Then move to Mask tab. Choose Horizontal Mask. Rotate it by 180 degrees. Place the first keyframe for position at starting of the layer and change Y coordinate to -57, then move 10 frames forward, place second keyframe by changing Y to 211. The animation is complete now, just select the text layer and end it at 0.20 seconds. The scene is completed. But
let me add a little bit of spice to that.
For that, move to the Effects tab, drag the blur effect into the timeline below this text layer with value of 30. Now let's drag this particles video into timeline exactly at 0.12 seconds. Change blend property to brighten and decrease opacity to 51. To introduce another effect into scene again, move to Effects tab, choose Fuzzy Effect under Glitch section, drag it here and change Lateral Chromatic Aberration to 28, Strength to 19, Speed to 21, and Longitudinal Chromatic Aberration to 43. And conclude this effect exactly at 1.03 seconds. And the scene is ready. To make it better, move to Canva file, add new page. In Elements, search for Glitch, add search filter, Animated. Add this glitch graphic on the page and scale it. After that, download it in video format and import it into CapCut. Now drag it above the Andrew Tate image to position it on Y to -647. Move to Mask tab, choose Mirror Mask. Position it on Y to -600, size to 150, and feather to 15. Now again, move to Basic tab. Add first keyframe at very beginning of layer for position by setting Y to -647, 10 frames forward, change Y to 1692. Now from second keyframe, move 2 frames backward. Place first keyframe for opacity with 70% and again 2 frames forward. Here place second keyframe for opacity with value 0. And also, at this point end, the layer. After that, move to Effects tab, choose Color Glitch under Glitch section and add it to this layer with speed 100. And our first scene is ready, but before we move forward, select all these layers and make a cut at ending of the audio. Now select the image and place first keyframe for scale and position it exactly at 1.15 seconds. Maintain the same values and somewhere here, place the second keyframe with scale to 138%. Change X to -83 and Y to -863. Then select this layer as we done before, place the first keyframe for scale position with same value. Move forward till 2.07 seconds. Scale it to 77%, X to -328 and Y to -164. And for background place, the first keyframe on same position with same values and second keyframe by scaling it to 109%, X to -426 and Y to 13. For the second scene, add the text layer here, replace default text with your select TWCN MT condensed font family. Increase font size to 16 and scale it up to 375%. It's time to animate it. Move to starting of the layer, mark first keyframe here for position by changing X to 2257 and Y to 137. Move 11 frames forward and here change X to -44 and maintain same coordinates on Y. Now copy and paste the same layer, change its text to broke, make it bold. Scale it to 400%, change position on first keyframe by setting X to 2343 and Y to -543, and on second keyframe, change X to -44 and again Y to -543. Now on same place, add keyframe for opacity with value 0 and just 1 frame forward, increase opacity to 100%. Before we move to ending part of this scene, add the another effect layer into the timeline below this text layers. Head over to Effects tab, select this blur effect and drag it here. Now I had downloaded this Andrew Tate video from YouTube. Don't worry guys, I have attached all the assets link in description below. Now let's get back into tutorial. Drag it into timeline, scale it to 240%, move to Cutout tab, select Chroma key, choose the green color, increase strength to 100. After that, move back to Basic tab, change X to 1825 and Y to -709. Move 11 frame forward here, change X to -518 and Y with same value. Then move to Adjustment tab and change Brightness to -11, Contrast to 17, Highlights to 25, Shadow to -13, Whites to 8, Blacks to -4 and Illumination to 9. Now conclude this layers here. After that, I have this clip from one of my Light Leaks transition videos, drag it here, change blend property to screen, then add this glitch effect to it. Then, for the final touch, Add the glow effect layer for entire video with glow value to 10. And there you have it, editing 3D videos like Huston Kold right in CapCut. With these techniques under your belt, you'll be well on your way to creating captivating content that stands out from the crowd. By following the steps outlined in this tutorial, you now have the tools and knowledge to create stunning 3D edits using CapCut. So, unleash your creativity and start crafting captivating videos that stand out from the crowd. Happy editing!